Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. I finished building the rail around the outside of the base. Over here, up in the northeast corner, it comes down and it goes through a little junction here. It essentially crosses the tracks here and then joins with the main rail network over there. And then I've placed some stations along the way, which you can see. So I've got wall east, southeast, northeast, north, and so on. So I've got a few stations around so we can get to various parts of the map more easily using the train. Up here is another place where it joins with the main rail network. And it only goes clockwise. It's a one-way rail system, but it does work, and I think it's a good way for us to move around. Then I was just checking our turret ranges here, so anywhere you see this light red, or dark red I suppose it would be, that's the edge of our turret range, and we shouldn't see any biter expansion get inside there, because any biter nest that forms ought to be immediately destroyed by the turrets. I haven't been watching real closely, so I'm not quite sure if these bases are creeping closer and closer, but I have a feeling that they are. Although I could be wrong about that, but it seems to me that they're getting closer. All right, so what to do next? We finished Power Armor 4, which we could upgrade to, but we need an awful lot of titanium plates for that. I do have the Mark III, which we're not really taking full advantage of yet, and I don't really feel a need to do much more with the armor at this point, so I think we should just continue with the tech expansion to unlock new technologies. So let's do logistics. Logistics 4 will give us the blistering transport belts, which run at 60 items a second. That's 50% faster than a blue belt. Or actually, maybe it's even more than that, because I've got, yeah, it's a third faster than a blue belt, because I'm using, with the 17 science pack mod, I also get the 17 belt speeds. So it's 45 items a second for a blue belt, and then this would give us 60 items a second. So let's do that. Now, as far as actually implementing the upgraded machinery in the base, I thought we should start, kind of go in the same order that we built this base up in the first place, which is to start with smelting. We'll upgrade smelting and then continue our way upwards in the production chain. Now, the only issue I can see here is that all of the upgraded smelting equipment is electric, and the electric furnaces are 3x3. Whereas the ones that I'm using now are 2x2. So that means that in this area I've got set aside for iron smelting, I'm not going to be able to fit as much or as many machines as I would otherwise. But the Mark IIs are 50% faster, and the Mark IIIs are twice as fast. So if we start by upgrading these to Mark IIs, we will be able to get more out of it. And I could see a graphical change in the ores. I did upgrade the 017 mod here, so it might just be using newer textures. Maybe that's why, the stone looks different now as well, I think. So that's probably what's causing that. Yeah, you can see the copper looks different. But anyway, But I've also been goofing around with other mod packs in the meantime, so who knows? All right. Yeah, so these are the Mark IIs. And we're gradually accumulating a lot of titanium plate, which is fantastic. Yeah, so let's start cranking out more and more of these tier 2 furnaces. I think I was making those down here, right? And we're waiting for... Oh, okay. No, our output's just capped. All right. So let's take those and let's see what we can do about upgrading. We'll start with the iron. And we'll upgrade our iron production. All right. So first things first, let's cut off the supply. We're not going to need fuel anymore. Although I will leave that there for now. Actually, we should be auto-trashing coal. Let me set that up. Okay. Yeah, and so I want this to all get used up. Here's what I'll do though, just so we don't drag this out any longer than necessary. We'll clean off the input belts ourselves, and then I'll just give the iron ore to the steel factory. And then we can at least get to work on the first of these lines. And these are all full of iron. You take some, and you take some. Okay, good. That got rid of a lot of iron. And that's only the first line. So waiting for this stuff to empty out is going to probably be the most time-consuming part of this, I think. Okay. So let's go ahead and I'll pick up this whole thing. Yeah, I'll pick up the whole thing. And then we'll start to construct a second line. Now the other thing that we need to consider is that when I upgrade the machines, I'm probably going to need to upgrade the belts as well. Because this is carrying 30, so here we'll have 30 per second. If I use my max rate calculator mod. Oh. Okay, I need to put some ore in it. And then I can use it. There we go. So this will take, let's look at items per second. This will take almost 1 per second. Okay, so with a red belt, I can have at most 30 of those. Well, I can have a little bit more than 30 of them, but not much. All right, so let's figure out what we can squeeze in over here. And I'm going to, I'll start right there at the edge, just so we can, you know, maybe I can take advantage of those extra spaces. We'll see. All right, so if I begin here. How many is that? That is 20. If I do 15 aside, then I can run this off of the red belt. Huh. Well, this works out quite well, doesn't it? Okay, so 15 aside should be able to consume all of the ore that I have coming in. And we're not using any productivity yet either. And we can add more as we upgrade the belts. Oh, yeah, how much power? Okay, good. I haven't cut off too much of my base. Here, let's do that for the moment. So what's this going to give me? Yeah, okay. Yeah, no recipes. Well, I think it's going to be about the same coming out, right? Because it's 1-to-1. 1 per second will be fine like this. I'm doing something wrong. All right, tell you what, let's just do this, and then I'll do the power poles myself. Okay, I'm not sure if that's optimum power pole placement or not, but it does work. And then for the other side, I'll get rid of the power poles. I'll just flip it over. Well, almost. Except for here at the end. And then we'll just put the power poles in the same space on this last row. All right, and then we'll hook that back up to the network. All right, now let's see if I can get a rate on this. Okay, so I'm getting 28 per second from that. Oh, okay. Yeah, those are all missing recipes. Here we can do it this way. Versus 15 versus 30 per second. So this is actually less. I've got 30 of these furnaces. 28 per second on the output. Versus 24 steel furnaces. 15 times 2. Which would be 30. Yeah, so I am getting, well, I mean, this makes sense because I'm still only consuming the same amount of ore as I was before, which means that I'm not going to get any more production out of it, right? So that makes sense. What I need to do is get more production. All right. I don't want to do the rails right now. I don't need more logistic slots. I don't care about the walls. So I'll just do some more robot upgrades. Okay, so if I want to upgrade this further, then I'm going to need more faster belts. Okay, so let's work on that. Yeah, so we're going to need blues to begin with. Nope, sorry. That needs to be the other blue thing. This is that blue thing, and this is that blue thing. Okay, and I'm going to need to get lubricant in here. Now, where do I have lubricant? I know I've got a lubricant pipe somewhere down here. Okay. So let's bring it up this side. Right here. Okay. I'm full. Okay. Yeah, let's get rid of some stuff here. I'll get rid of all my rail stuff. I don't need any of that right now. I don't need wooden boxes. I don't need steel furnaces. I don't need all that iron. I certainly don't need engines. Okay. And I don't need that buffer chest. Okay. That should do. So these each need the previous level component. And this is where we just start consuming pretty much all the gears that are available. All right, that's all this needs. So that can go into a requester chest here. So let's tell this to only run as long as those are less than, let's say, 100. And here we'll do blue belts. Let's say 400. Let's say 1,000. Going to be using a lot of them. And this one will be for splitters, 100. and they can share this chest, and we're going to have to take the limits off. There we go. And this also requires red circuits. Okay, yeah, and as you can see, we just run into, oh, well, we run into gear starvation, but part of that reason is that I'm not making any iron. So let's get that situation rectified here. We'll pick up all the rest of the iron smelting, the old-fashioned version. And then I'm going to duplicate this. And I don't think I'm going to be able to fit 4 in here. We'll have to take a look. No, we're not going to be able to get 4. So our getting more output here is going to depend on us getting these getting the machines upgraded and feeding it with faster belts. Right, so right now we've got 30 per second coming in. The next level up would be 45 when we go to blue belts, right? So 45 per side, or let's say 46, that would be 23 per side. So I've got 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We might be able to do something with this, but all right, so let's say 20. 20 will be able to handle blue belts easily. And it won't be able to consume all of it. So let's make that our next level up. You know, with as many bots as I have, I've got 1,300 construction bots. I would have expected this to go a little bit faster. Okay. So here, in the meantime, we'll feed this one a double portion, and that way we'll get more iron coming out. Okay, robot speed, cargo size is next. Oh yeah, and you can definitely see the speed difference. Love it. Okay. And why do we not have power? There. Okay, well the good news is we can move that RoboPort now and get it off of the path. Just have to be careful that we still cover everything we need it to cover. All right, I think I'll just leave it on the path. I'd rather have complete coverage than have a nice pretty walking path. That's a compromise I'm willing to make. Okay, yeah, so now I've got 3 lines being fed. Yeah, now I've got 3 lines being fed with all these belts. So we actually don't need this last one. Oh, okay. That's better. All right, so let's get these hooked up. And I might want to do a 3 to 4 splitter. Well, here I can just do. No, I don't need to do a 3 to 4 because I got a 4 to 4 here. I'll just feed it with 3 belts. Well, here, let's keep that as straight as we can. And you're still not getting any action. What's going on? Whoops. They were going the wrong direction. There we go. Now, to get the 23 or 24 that I was talking about, I can move all of this back and I can fit some more furnaces on the front end. So we'll do that as well. Okay, and then I do need to get this iron because this one is feeding the sulfuric acid production. So we need to keep that there. Okay, and now we can pick this up. And when I upgrade to blue belts, I'm going to have to upgrade all the way starting from the train station. Okay, so first things first, it's time to say a permanent goodbye to yellow belts. What? Okay, I need another Roboport over here. We're too late in the game to have any gaps in our Roboport coverage. Okay, and we're still making pathetic quantities here. So let's have output priority on the left there. And output priority on the left there. Yeah, see, the problem is that my bus is designed for 4 belts. Okay, so this one's set to, yeah, if we set all those to output priority on the left, then that should make sure that those top belts get full, because this one has the priority, this one and this one have the priority, so that means that this one at the top should be getting as much as possible, which it seems that it is. I'm just not getting the ore in fast enough. So maybe we do need to upgrade our train. Let's see, less than 16,000. That's when the train comes. And the train only holds... Yeah, the train holds 16,000. So as soon as we have less than a train load, that's when my train is going to pick up more. And if I'm not mistaken, I have only one of these trains at the moment. Right. So I think we need... Let's add a second train. And I don't remember if I'm making trains automatically. Let's look in the network. Or no, it would be locomotive, right? Or cargo wagon. No, I'm not. Okay, so I'm going to need... At some point, I'll need to do that. In the meantime, I can just pick up the supplies and handcraft them. Let's get some steel. So that's 6, 7, 8 cargo wagons. And then I need 2 locos, which means I'm going to need 40 engines. Which I probably have in storage somewhere. Just as a result of dumping all this stuff all the time. And I need more steel yet again. There we go. Okay, great. So let's keep that going. And maybe I should do the Mark II trains. Yes, I have no rails. Okay. I'm just going to set up this one to use as a train deployment stop. All right, so I'll just copy paste the schedule on there. There we go, that'll load in the fuel. Let's make those fast. Okay, and I'll set that off as well. All right, so that way, now I didn't put a stacker in the main base, which could kind of bite me in the butt now, but I have room that I can add one. We can pick up that turret. Don't need it anymore. Okay, so fortunately I do have that stacker. And the next train will end up stopping, well, I guess the way I have it laid out now is just going to pull up right behind. Yeah, so the next train will be waiting here. And since I'm not using this station yet, that's not a problem. At least not for now, but I will need to get a stacker on here once I start bringing in more trains. Okay, so let's get rid of all of our yellow logistics stuff. We're not using yellow anymore. And let's start requesting the blue. Huh? Ah, blue. There we go. All right, so that I want to be 100. I want that to be 100. And I want that to be 800. So let's see what we get. I'm not sure how much we've got made so far. And I should have gotten the upgrade planner mod. I didn't, so that means that we'll have to do the upgrades manually. I think that's all I've got. And again, probably because of gear starvation. Yep. Yeah, we just don't have enough gears to keep this going. All right. Yeah, that's the problem with the blue circuits. They use tons and tons of gears. Okay. So here we can get rid of this. All right, so let's start upgrading this to blue. I'm not going to upgrade this belt, but definitely the belts coming out of the train station I want to upgrade. And we'll start here with the splitter. Or with the balancer, I should say. Okay, and that means that we'll need to upgrade as well the belts coming in. Okay, and I'll upgrade, let's say, the second half. I mean, just because we don't have a lot of belts right now. I'll upgrade the second half of these belts that feed into it. Okay, and then we can start upgrading this portion. Okay, and I don't have any undergrounds. All right, well we'll do everything. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess we'll just do as much as we can. I might have to wait for the undergrounds. Maybe I can hand feed the machine some gears or something. All right, these don't need to be upgraded, but everything inside does. And everything coming out ought to as well. That doesn't need to. That does. Okay. Let's see what we can do to get some underground belts. Okay, well this will help a little bit, at least on the production side. put in a little productivity there, at least on a couple of these. That'll help a bit. How are we doing on power? Doing fine. Actually, how are we doing on fuel cells? We have 2,400. All right, so we got a full chest of fuel cells. That's why it's not producing anymore. So that's great. No problem. Okay, so one thing we can do is run up here and steal some gears. Okay, we'll give you some, we'll give you some. Actually, I'll give you as many as I can. Jeez, 80 gears. This almost needs its own. I mean, this thing needs to be surrounded by machines just making gears in order to keep running. Yeah, that takes 10, that takes 10. I mean, cripes. It is really hungry for gears. Well, and it doesn't help that it's at the end of the chain either, but so be it. We'll just have to wait for it. I really should have put those there a long time ago so that they could start producing a long time ago, but all right. So at least I've got a few now, so I can upgrade that, and I've got 4 left. So let's use these as judiciously as possible. That's it. Now we have to wait. Oh, I should have done one of those. Okay, well, I think I will work on this offline a bit. Or at least let it run until I can get enough blue belt made. Yeah, there's really not much else I can do. I mean, I need to get some iron farther down the chain there too, and if I speed up gear production, it only means that I'm going to use up more iron to do it. I think really what I need to do is set up. What do I need out here? Yeah, I wish I didn't need circuits. Because really what I could do is find an iron patch. Well, like, yeah, I've got this iron patch here. Maybe what I can do is just set up a dedicated smelting facility where all the plates are just being turned into belts. I don't think that's very practical. But I could put a pause on the research for a while. That will help, because then I won't be consuming iron anywhere else except over there where I kind of desperately need it right now. Okay, I've got another. What have you got for me? Just belts? Okay. So I've got another underground over here. And I can use that. Yeah, I'm still going to need several more before it's going to make any difference. All right, let's put that there. All right, well, slowly but surely, I'll work on this. And in the meantime, our upgrade is actually getting us less iron than we were getting before. But once we get those belts upgraded, then we should be doing better than we had with the 4 lines of steel smelters. But we'll have to wait until we've got all that upgraded before we're going to be able to see the improvement. So And then once we've got that going, we'll work further down the line. At some point, we can start to make modules, right? The electric furnace Mark IIIs need efficiency module Mark IIIs. That's expensive, really expensive. So I think we'll probably stick with the Mark IIs for now. And let's see, if I get, that's 40 of them, right? So if I get 120 Mark IIs, so let's say 120 times the crafting speed of 3 is 360. And then if I divide that by 2, that's the equivalent of 180 steel furnaces. I've got I had 192. So it's still not going to be enough. Yeah, I think the only way this is going to be better is by putting modules in it. Now these do take 4 modules. And the normal electric furnaces, I think, only take 2. So I think we need to take advantage of that. Yeah, we'll have to module these up, and then at that point we'll be able to far outstrip what we could get otherwise. And maybe this extra space, that extra space gives us enough room for 3 rows of beacons. So I could put 1, 2, I could do like one in between these, another one in between those, and then another one on the side of those. So 1 row of these would not have any beacon coverage, but the others would. So I think that'll have to be the end game, is that we get productivity and beacons. So knowing that fact now, maybe we should hold off on upgrading this until I can get beacons and modules and everything. A blue belt moves 45. A red belt moves 30. So yeah, if I'm going from 4 blue belts, what's 3 times 45? 3 times 45 is 135. All right, so 3 blue belts will give me more throughput than 4 red belts will. So if I can manage to get all this upgraded to blue belt, if I can get 3 full blue belts of iron coming in, and I can get enough furnaces to process it so that I've got 3 full blue belts coming out, then I'll be doing better than I was before. And I think I can do that. Right? I'll need to add more furnaces on this side, which I can do once I get that coal line out of the way. And then, and then that'll be a net increase even without the modules, which we can add in later. So let's work on that the next time. Let's, what I'll do is I'll cut off the iron coming in over here. I'll let these lines starve, and then we'll rebuild this. Right, because we want 45 a second. so that we can fully consume a blue belt. So 45 divided by 0.938, that means we need 48 furnaces or 24 a side, which is what we have here. But we need more space to do it in. So 24 a side, I've got 20. I could probably relocate that to give me a little extra room, but here, let's check this. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll have to get a couple more down on this end, so I'll have to do something with this mess so that I can squeeze in at least one more furnace here, and then I can put 3 more on that side, and then we'll have 24 a side. So we're out of time for today. I'll keep working on this in the next episode. Until then, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.